Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I am teacher Oakley, and in this class we are kind of doing a continuation of our last class, in which our last hour, we talked about idioms to describe success and failure. In this class, we are actually going to try to maybe use some of those idioms, as well as try to concentrate on our practicing our ability to tell anecdotes, little stories, because we are going to be sharing stories about our successes and failures. Okay, in various areas of life. Okay, so little conversational class, nice and casual. I will help you out as much as I can and try to correct any sentence structure, grammar errors, or help you out with useful vocabulary when and if I can. Okay, welcome to the class, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again. I went to the shopping mall and I passed by. I dropped by in Mr. Donuts.
Mr. Donut. Funny.
Today, Japanese Prime Minister's house drone broke into that garden. It's a big problem.
A drone?
Drone, yes. At first, they were very surprised. Is it a terrorist or not?
Okay. Well, last week, personal one-man helicopter flew onto the White House lawn in the United States. Or no, not White House. It was the Congress, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so even worse. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for that news headline. Sooner or later, that's going to come. The technology of drones, of course, starts with the military, but it won't be long. You know, it's going into the corporate world. There's companies talking about using drones.
Yes, if someone put virus, it's very dangerous.
To say the least. Yeah, I'm waiting for those scary headlines. I don't think I'm the first one to think of it either. Hello, Anna.
Hello, teacher. Nice to see you.
All right, good to see you too. I hope when we're talking about these drone attacks that we were talking about failures and not successes.
Yes. Today it was more difficult than other times.
Was it? Okay. Okay, we're going to talk about successes and failures. So we're going to do a couple different things. We're going to talk about successes in an area, failures in an area, and then maybe talk about a topic, what is your greatest success and greatest failure, so you can do a little contrast speaking as well. Okay, Heidi, let's start with something relatively benign. What is your greatest success in school?
Success in school?
Yeah, in your education, your whole educational history.
Maybe I often said I hate any languages. I hate it. But I decided to learn Italian at first, and then I stayed in Italy 4 times every 1 month. And then finally, I got some certification now, only from small school, but you are superior. Superior means advanced.
Oh, very good. Okay. And was this in Italy?
In Italy, yes.
Oh, no kidding.
It's kind of travel. No, what's the sightseeing and studying.
Okay. That's convenient. Okay, well, that's an excellent achievement. Now, can you add a little detail? What did you have to do, or how hard did you have to work, or what did you have to do to get this Superior.
At first, I went to Japanese Italian school. The Italian government is running that school, the culture center. Then Japanese case, they teach us, for example, prepositional pronoun, all Japanese. Even English, like jodoshi or like that. So at first I went to Italy. I couldn't understand at first that grammatic words. So I was very confused. Then first day after getting back from the school, and I mentioned I was staying in a convent that time. Then I put down the translation of preposition is this one, preposizione or article like that.
Okay. So it was very challenging for you. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Anna, how about you? What was your greatest success in education, in schooling? What did you feel was a real achievement for you?
Well,
or education.
It was a long time ago, more than 40 years. I remember that I was good at history, geography, or biology. However, I wasn't good at mathematics, chemistry. So during my studies, it was very difficult to pass because only I didn't pass all subjects in June. Then I had to study in summer. In September, I passed my subjects, but my great success was when I was 18 years old, and I passed my I don't know how to say that. I passed my exam for the law court. In those moments is when I put all my effort to study my exam, because I was determined to be a civil servant and I get my goals.
Okay. Okay. I like my great success was. That's a great way to introduce it. Very clear. I put all my efforts into something.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yes, I put my effort into my exam. Yes,
right.
I don't remember what is the name of my exam. I don't know at the moment.
I don't know. Okay, and then we can use a number of verbs actually to talk about achieving. You can achieve your goals. I achieved my goals. I met my goals. I reached my goals. My goal or goals, doesn't matter. Okay. Well, congratulations, belatedly many years. Public competitive examination. What the heck is that? I have no idea what that is.
Yes, it's when you do an exam for the law court, because I work as a civil servant. It is the name of the exam, a public competitive examination or a public examination.
Okay.
For the government.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Okay. In America, that's called the civil service exam.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I actually passed that. I actually took that and passed it. But it was ridiculous because in America, in order to get us, I was like, oh, great, I can get a job for really good pay in the civil service, good benefits, great job security. But in America, it's crazy. In order to do this, they wanted me to work part-time, like 6 hours a week for 6 months. How can I do that? And they wanted me to work like, okay, 6 hours on a Thursday, then 6 hours on a Friday, then 3 hours on a Tuesday, and 3 hours on a Thursday. You could never survive. I don't know how people do it, frankly. It was really insane. I had to give up any concept of doing that because I would have starved to death. It was a path, a career path that I actually started. I did the exam, and it was a success, but a grandiose failure. As a career path, it was a complete wash. A complete wash. There's a terrible failure. Is a complete wash. Wash or wash out. It was a complete washout as an idea. Very stupidly, I studied for the exam. I prepared, and I started on a path, but I didn't look at the end of the path. What you need to do to actually get a position. You have to work part-time for many years before you get a full-time position, or a few years anyway. I don't know. I can't remember now, but it was ridiculous. So my civil service career was a complete disaster. Okay, it's funny, but just wanted to share that so I could share some disaster language. Xingyu, welcome to the class. Hello.
Hi, teacher. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Where have I been? This is like my fifth or sixth class today.
Continue to learn English.
Okay. Welcome back. I should say that to you. I haven't seen you all day. Hi, Xingyu. Okay, I'm going to talk to you in just a second. Quick shout out and hello to Alexander. Hey, Alexander.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How have you been?
Me too. Thanks for asking.
Me too. Okay. All right. Cool. Good to have you here. I'll talk to you in just a minute. We're talking about successes and failures. Xingyu. Okay. What was your okay, we're doing successes first. Let's see. What was your greatest financial success?
In my opinion, my greatest financial success was buying a house.
Yep.
5 years ago, I bought a house. In that time, the price of the house was cheaper, but now the similar house are rising a lot. I feel it's very successful for me to buy this house. Currently, I cannot afford to buy the similar house using the same money. You know,
I do know.
You know, the real estate in China has been risen for many years. A lot of people made profits through buying a lot of houses.
Yeah.
Now I am feeling regretful that I didn't buy more in that time. If I bought more houses, I would be more successful and make more profits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me. Okay. Sorry?
Can I continue my speech?
Okay, a little bit. Sure.
Oh, it's your turn. You can
I thought you were done.
comment on my speech.
Yes, if I may. First of all, a couple English pointers. All right, the price of houses has risen a lot. Past up to now, you want to be using present perfect verb tense. Has or have risen a lot. Risen being the past participle of the verb to rise. Or then you mentioned that continuous action, so you should have used the continuous
has been risen.
Has been rising.
Oh, has been risen.
Because then you mentioned for many years. Has been rising for many years.
Has been rising for many years. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, okay, the main thing, perfect tense is when you're talking about up to now. If the underlying concept is up to now, you should be using perfect tenses. Okay, and then contextual, context. Xinyu, I just have to say, me too. I was very lucky. I bought a house and I sold it in right before United States had the giant housing bubble collapse, a complete collapse. I'm very concerned about China, you know, because they're doing exactly the same thing the United States did 10 years ago, almost exactly 10 years ago. Prices going way up really fast, and then pop, pop, there goes the bubble, and suddenly collapse. So you should hang on to your house. Don't feel bad that you didn't buy more property, actually, because I think you and many other Chinese may be in for a big surprise. I wouldn't at all be surprised, because the country seems to be in the exact same path that I've seen before. I was successful because I was completely lucky, just circumstances, not because I'm a genius. I sold my house at the top of the market. I done good. I got lucky. Sometimes successful is not based on skill or achievement. Sometimes it's luck. Anyway, just want to comment on that. Alexander, let's talk about your success. Have you ever been successful because of luck?
Yes, I won a couple of times some lotteries.
Did you?
Yes, but the price wasn't so big. It just was like about $200.
Better. Okay, here's an idiomatic phrase that my grandfather would have used to reply to that statement, Alexander. Well, he might have said, well, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Okay. Okay. Tell me about another success story. Did you ever play sports in school?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Tell me about the time you were most successful in sports, your shining moment.
All right. So, actually, I've been playing football for many years, about maybe 13 years. And I remember one time when we traveled to another country, and to be precise, in Cyprus, and there was a big tournament, international tournament among young teams, And in this tournament, we ranked the second place. Unfortunately, we were beaten by the Brazilian team in final game. But before that game, in semi-final game, we the main time of the game. How does it say? The score was equal, and we had to and it had to be penalty. The series of penalties. How does it say? All right, and in that serial of penalty.
Mm-hmm. It went to a penalty shootout.
Shootout?
Yeah.
Shootout penalty. We had to shoot out penalties. Is it correct?
Penalty shootout, not shootout penalty. A penalty shootout. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Or another way to put that, it went to sudden death. Well, sudden death is slightly different, actually. Sudden death is usually first one to score wins. It's similar, though. Okay. Anyway, you went to a penalty shootout.
Yes, and and then it got my turn to shoot the penalty, and fortunately I scored this, and it was the winning, like after that penalty we won the game, and I was so happy, and my team was supporting me. They were throwing up and down me, throwing in the air, and catch me. So I think at least second place was very memorable for me. It's so vivid in my memory, like it was yesterday.
Like it was yesterday. Ah, good phrase. Okay, good story. Actually, great story. They were throwing me up and down. All right. Okay. Or did they put you on their shoulders? Were they carrying you on their shoulders?
No. They were throwing me up and down.
Okay. All right. Good enough. Okay. I wanted to comment, you lost to Brazil. I mean, but seriously, Brazil, football, Brazil. I wanted to just say, well, there's no shame in that. All right. So, yeah, our focus today, success and failure. If somebody comments on your success or failure, maybe you think it's a failure or not a complete success. If someone comments and they say there's no shame in that, it's a good thing. It's a compliment. I'm saying, well, you're playing football gods. What you can't expect to. You're playing the best of the best of the best. So, hey, there's no shame in losing to Brazil, I suppose. That's anyway. Okay, it's a compliment. You should take it as a compliment.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I can't imagine how great you felt. In high school, I scored the winning goal against our rivals, a neighboring town who were always our rivals. We were our biggest enemies, and we won 1-0, and I scored the one winning goal. It was great.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah. It was the only goal I scored all year, actually. I only scored one goal. That was it. If I could have picked one, I really could not have picked a better one. So, anyway. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we talked about successes. Dun, dun, dun. Now we have to go to failures. Heidi, failures. We talk about failure.
Yeah, it was already about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of stocks on Japan Airlines. Japan Airlines is a very big company. At first, it was a national company, but later it became a private company. Then we call it Oyakata Hinumami. It's master is Japan, like that.
Okay.
So never go bankrupt. I thought so. Then it's getting worse and worse, and the stock price is getting lower and lower, decreased a lot. I bought and bought a lot. Finally, it went bankrupt.
Oh my goodness.
All my stocks became paper.
Oh my goodness. Crash and burn. Well, Heidi, it happens to all of us. Luckily, I did not invest that much money, but the same thing happened to me in the late 90s with the dot-com bubble, the tech stock bubble. Same thing happened to me. Wow, I mean, in a matter of like 2 days, my stocks went from like $50 to 6 cents.
Yeah, I thought it's very important company for Japan because of the airplane. Then finally, I thought Japanese government would help the company. I thought so.
Yeah. You know, for any of those who like to travel, and many English speakers do, shortly before class, I know you guys are all well read. You probably know that AirAsia, Asiana Airlines, they've had a lot of bad publicity in the last few years.
Just several days ago, Asiana had crash in Japanese airport.
I mean, crazy. Yes, I saw an advertisement on a website I was on right before I started, or while I was having lunch a couple hours ago, and they had prices for Asiana Air flights. Oh my gosh, it's more expensive for me to take a taxi to the mall. Cheap, really cheap, crazy cheap. $10, fly to Jakarta, fly to Hong Kong, fly to Tokyo. What? They're like begging people to get on their airplanes.
Yeah, it's very cheap, but I want to avoid Asiana.
Apparently everyone does. But, okay, I just want to, kind of an advertisement. For those risk takers out there, you've always wanted to visit Asia, now's your chance. Roll the dice. I wish you success because they are desperate.
You should have a lot of insurance.
Yeah, make sure you get that insurance. Absolutely. Yeah, mind-boggling. My eyes popped out when I saw the prices. No way. Okay. Anyway, anybody who's interested in flying. Anna.
Yes.
Speaking of disasters and failures.
I suppose I did a lot of mistake along my life, but
Sure.
I'd like to tell you a funny anecdote. At first, when I got married, I didn't know how to make food. So one day, the chickpeas were hard. And when both my husband and me were eating them, my husband told me, "My love, the broth tastes delicious." Because chickpeas it was impossible to eat because they had a very hard. It was really funny. Yes, I remember it fondly. Fondly. It was when I was 21.
Okay. You have a very kind husband, I must have to comment. What a
Yes,
sweetheart.
yes. It was very lovely. He never have criticized my food. Never, never.
Wow.
Although he's a good cook. He's good at cooking.
Okay. That's actually a nice anecdote. I like that. It's funny and amusing, and what a sweet guy. Okay, small critique. You said at first when I went to Madrid, a better way to say that would be when I first went to Madrid. So change the
No,
word order slightly.
no. Sorry, teacher. Madrid. No.
Not
When I
Madrid.
got No. When I got married. Married. When
Married.
I got
Oh, when I at first.
married.
Oh, okay.
When I Yes.
Same thing. I'm sorry, not when, but where. But the same English speaking. Instead of at first when I got married, when I first got married would be
Ah,
better.
is correct in this case to put at first at the beginning?
Uh, no, because okay, at first when you're going to do a comparison, let me try to give you an example. At
Yes.
first, I was a terrible cook, but later I took some courses and I improved. So you're doing a comparison at first, later. Instead, what you were telling a story, you're just giving a time clause to give us an idea. When I first got married, and then tell the story because you're not really comparing it. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, yeah, okay. And then anyway, you can write down in the chat box, please.
Sure. We start with at first, blah 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 blah, and then we say but later. At first, I thought he was a genius, but later I figured out that he was an idiot, like that.
Yes,
Um, at so instead, when you're telling a story,
yes,
when I first did something, went somewhere, did something, whatever. So to sort of give some idea of time,
yes, yes.
like that.
Okay, okay, I got it. Thank
All
you.
right, sure. And pronunciation broth. Your husband told you the
Yeah,
broth was delicious.
broth.
That's so funny. Oh, the broth is delicious.
Only,
Chickpea flavored broth.
only could drink the broth.
We drank a lovely dinner. That's so funny. That's a good one. All right, that's great. Okay. All right, Alexander.
Yes,
Disaster, failure. Tell
the
me about.
worst failure.
Yeah. Okay. The worst failure.
That's hard to remember some. Oh no, yes, I know one. When I was doing my first year at the university, I used to work at the mall. Like I was doing like advertisement for some products. Yes, and after a while, after I started doing another ads about another product, and it was some kind of alcohol beverage. And actually, I don't remember the exact name how it was called, this alcohol beverage. It's
Oh, okay.
some kind of German name, like Baby's Master or something like this. So, but before this, I had to be interviewed by a salesperson. Like find out my knowledge about this and something like this. And when I got there to be interviewed by him, I forgot this name exactly, and I said it in other words, and he told me, "You're kidding me. You even don't know the name of this. How are you gonna, make an advertisement about this?" And it was so ashamed, and I was ashamed, and I think it's my worst failure in my life.
It's a good story, though. That's funny. You don't know that you couldn't remember the name of the product you were interviewing to sell. Pretty funny. That's a pretty good one. Okay. All right. I couldn't. The first time you said it, I didn't understand you. Alcoholic beverage. Yes.
Alcoholic. Mm-hmm.
Right. Alcoholic beverage. Okay. You corrected yourself. You got it right, but just this is a common mistake, so I'll share it if you don't mind. We don't normally say I was shamed. I was ashamed is possible, but probably you were embarrassed more than ashamed. We're ashamed when we do something usually morally wrong, and we're caught. I was caught stealing. I was ashamed. I was deeply ashamed. There's a strong collocation. But that story, that's not, there's nothing morally wrong with that. That's just, oops, you made a mistake. No big deal. But it sure is embarrassing, I'm sure. You were embarrassed. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, there you go. There's no shame in that. Right. I'm sure it was embarrassing. Okay. That's a good one. Good story.
Thank you for correcting.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story. That's good. You guys are doing great. Okay. Now more difficult. I'm going to challenge you guys a little bit. You guys did a great job talking about successes and failures. Now I want you to try to talk to me a little bit about something. It could be, I'll let you choose, but it could be any of the topics we discussed: finances, school, sports, anything where you had success and failure, so you can compare. Maybe a job you had where you were both successful and you you had failures, or maybe a trip, a vacation you took that was both good and bad. Because I want to practice a little bit of comparison. Maybe school. Talk about. Well, actually, Anna did it a little bit earlier as an example. I was good at these things, but I was bad at these things, these subjects. Maybe physical activity. I'm really good at swimming, but I'm really terrible at whatever, running. So, Heidi.
Yes.
Where's an area where you have successes and failures?
About travel?
Anything you want. Sure, that works.
I traveled a lot of countries. 4 years ago, I found a very cheap travel tour. It's for Canada, Vancouver. I'd never been Canada before, so it's one of my steps. I thought so. So I bought the ticket. I went to Canada. It was autumn. At first, there are some activities. Then I wanted to have trekking in the mountain. Mountain tour like that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
There are many good waterfall or something I heard. So then I arrived in Vancouver. Every day it was raining. I couldn't go there. So I stayed in Vancouver only 3 days. Then every day I ride on how to say, past tense,
Road?
Rodon, sightseeing bus to
Road.
get, yeah, a red car. It's very famous anyway, in many countries. Then 3 days, I wandered around the city by that car, a sightseeing car. Only that. It's failure.
Okay. Right. What was successful about the trip? You made it to Canada.
Successful travel. I have a lot of successful travels, but only it was not good. If it's autumn season, it's very cold and rainy. I expected to see Canadian maple trees, but maple trees in Canada is not beautiful. Only yellow, brown color.
They are. You're in the wrong part of the country. They're beautiful in the east.
In Japan, the maple leaves change red, very beautiful. So
yeah.
I expected that, but it's much different.
Yeah, in the west, you're absolutely correct. In the east, see, the maple syrup industry, there is none in the west. They don't have sugar maples. They have a different kind of maple tree. It's all from the east, Ontario and Quebec.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that's where you see, yeah, and where I'm from, Vermont, I live right on the Canadian border. The maple trees are unbelievable in the fall. They are one tree. You can look at one tree and it's green, purple, orange, yellow, red, in one tree. It's like a tie-dyed T-shirt or something.
Very much different from Vancouver.
Yeah, I totally. Yeah, I've traveled out west before, and it is. It's a lot different than the eastern part of North America. Okay, trekking or hiking. So you can bike trek. Okay, in a more organized type of just hiking. I thought you were going to tell me that you got caught in a snowstorm, because that's not unusual. If you're in the mountains in the fall, have a sudden snowstorm. Could be dangerous, yes. You've got to be careful hiking in the fall in Canada, for sure. Okay. All right. Anna, what's in the area? I don't care. Professional or education or activities or travel where it was both a success and a failure at the same time.
Well, I don't know what I have to say, because my life has always been very simple. I've worked for long hours. Nowadays, I am waiting for my retirement, but I can tell that when I was younger, I felt frightened by everything or everyone, because I was a weak woman. However, today I feel sure of myself. I'm a stronger woman, so I can face adversities with no problem. I achieved through somebody's masters. From them, I learned the art of meditation, and I did Tai Chi and Qigong, which taught me to be more patient, to forgive, and to be more human with everyone. In addition to that, or to this, thanks to my sons, I've learned to be more tolerant, to have, yes, it's true, to have less social stigmas, not to care about the opinion of others. My sons, they both are very artistic and they see life differently. I feel proud of them. However, I've never thought my sons would be artists.
Okay. Well, there you go. Your life as a story of success and failure, I suppose. Mostly success. The success was.
Yes, but I can talk about many troubles because I only go out in certain times, and in summer usually, and we went to the beach on holiday, and I only go abroad in 2008, because I promised my granddaughter I want to go with her to see Disneyland in Paris. So I can talk about exciting life with many travels and so on. My work has been very simple.
Okay. Well, no, okay, that was great. Well, talking about a bigger picture, your life. That's okay. A couple of questions. Mostly that was very well. Good vocabulary and good sentence structure. You spoke at length with very few problems. One word I didn't understand. I'm just curious. When you learned to meditate, I achieved from something masters.
Buddhist. Buddhist master.
Okay.
Yes, I did Tai Chi and Qigong for 4 years. Unfortunately, nowadays I can't because of my back problem. I can stand up more than 15 minutes. I can stand this exercise.
I see. Okay. I just didn't catch the word the first time. Also, I forgot if your sons taught you this. I think so, but I found that amusing. Your children taught you to be more tolerant. Well,
yes,
children will do that, won't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they are children, you put to mind into special things for them. When they are going to be older, they choose their own life, what they like.
Sure. Okay.
It's difficult. It's difficult to accept something in life, but then you are proud of them because they are great artists. But it is a process. It's a process to adapt certain things in life.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. One other thing you said they taught you to be more human to other people. It should be humane.
Humane.
You mean humane?
Humane. Yes, human.
Okay.
Humane. Yes, humane.
Yeah. Humane is the adjective. Okay. All right. Okay, and it's a process. 2 S sounds. Process.
Process.
No K sound. Process.
No. Process.
That's it.
Okay.
Process, right? Process. Process. Yeah, well, it sure is. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, Alexander. What is an area of your life where you've had both successes and failures, whether that's one vacation trip you took or one area of study or whatever?
So, actually, from my school years, since then, I was good at math. I was good at some kind of technical subjects. I was better at them than at art subject, and I always liked the subjects like math, physics, engineering, and even now I'm studying engineering at the university. And unfortunately, on the last year, we have the subject called economy theory, and I just don't know how to pass this exam because what my tutor is talking about is like a wood for me, and I don't know. I cannot imagine how I will pass it. I think I will bribe him.
Yeah.
But about my favorites in this subject, of course, some fields are even in engineering is very difficult. For example, like microelectronics, and I'm better at some kind of big electronics like engines, transformers, and something like this. But when it comes to microelectronics and transistors, what else? PNP conduction. Oh, it's so difficult for me. But I got the main idea, and I just don't want to deeply immerse in this.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, what you're good at and what you're bad at, not really successes and failures, but okay. And frankly, I don't know how anyone passes economic theory, to tell you the truth. So, what a crazy. I can't really think of a more insane subject because nobody agrees on what are the correct answers. It's like philosophy, I guess. What are the correct answers? There aren't any because any answer you come up with, somebody will argue with you. So anyway, good luck with that. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay. So I actually didn't really have any vocabulary or grammatical errors to speak of, Alexander. But what is your greatest? You're talking about school. What was your greatest success? What is your greatest failure in school?
At school, or
yeah, your education. You're talking about your education. But you talked about what you're good at and what you're bad at. You didn't really talk about a specific success or failure.
Okay, I got it. So, like I said, I was good at math, and at middle school, I won some cities tournament in math. I ranked the second place again, but by that time it was a huge headway for me. But failure. Once I've been caught by the police officer for drinking beer at school.
Oh, at school. Okay, I was gonna say I'm not sure what that has to do with education, but okay. Okay. All right. Well, never mind that. Okay. At school. All right. Fine.
Yes,
I guess it's
I
related.
was crazy at school, you know.
Sure I do. Of course I do. uh, okay. In any case, all right. All right. Heidi, we've only got a minute or two left. What do you think is your greatest success in learning English?
Learning English, I'm still very bad.
Do you have any milestones? Do you know what milestones are?
Yes.
Word to introduce.
A milestone. For example, before I was learning English in the school, kind of cultural school like that, very close to my house, once a week. Then after my English was very bad. I found some online school from Philippines. Learn every day English. Then the price was very cheap, and half price of the school in Japan.
Yeah, I believe that. Okay, just to define the word a little better before I say goodbye. I'm out of time. I've got a private lesson to get to. Milestones are like small successes that we use to achieve a larger goal. Often you do projects, you set milestones, intermediary goals. But anyway, thank you everyone for talking to me today and sharing your opinions and views, well, your stories, your anecdotes more like. Thanks a lot. I've got to get going. I'll see you next time here on Verbally. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.